All right, welcome back. First of all, thank you for all of your comments on the story about students setting fire to their Chromebooks. It's, look, no matter what your thoughts on Chromebooks are, I think we can all agree that, yeah, students doing stuff like this is stupid, and no amount of technology is going to fix that. All right, let's move on to a real life speed test of a 5-year-old Chromebook. All right, so this is a Lenovo Chromebook, approximately 5 years old. I was checking the update status for this, and Google will support this particular machine for another 3 years. This is a Lenovo. These machines are just great. I have ThinkPads with one ThinkPad which originally had a Windows XP, and I have a 32-bit Linux on it. Anyway, Lenovo's are great. So, a 5-year-old Chromebook. This particular one is 4K. I will not be rendering this in 4K on my 12-year-old Dell PC. I could probably paint the house faster than render in 4K. So what you see here is a real-life usage speed test using the keyboard. This is a 2-in-1 convertible laptop, meaning I can use the keyboard or the touchscreen. I can tell you that using the touchscreen versus the keyboard, it runs about the same fast speed. So with this here, I will not be editing this portion of the video. Just what you see is what you get. Here we are looking at some of the apps. In this case, it's the Infinite Painter app. I just uninstalled by double clicking on the touchpad and just choose uninstall. Here we have a simple calculator. Again, real life speed usage on a 5-year-old machine. Now this particular machine would be comparable to, say, something called the Chromebooks Plus. Today you have a choice of Chromebook or Chromebook Plus. The Plus will give you more RAM and a faster processor. All right, so this is something called the Bit browser, and again, you can install Android apps on this if you so choose to. Some of you don't care for the Chrome browser. There are other choices out there, obviously. Of course, Chromebooks come with the Chrome browser built in. Duh. All right, so desktop 1, desktop 2, 2 desktop here. I need something to drink. 2 desktops here, and you can add more if you want to. I don't really use that function all that much. The file manager. Some of you have said that these things are slow and hard to use. I don't really understand that, to be quite honest. This is about as simple a file manager as you can get. Here we have empty the trash now. I don't know. Maybe this is too minimalistic or too easy or too light. Okay, I can understand that argument, but to say this is hard to use just makes no sense. This is about as easy as Linux can get in terms of something that is pre-installed, pre-built Linux machine. Super fast, lightweight, affordable, and really quietly over the years, these have become the Linux standard for the Windows masses in terms of an affordable Linux-powered machine that you don't have to use the terminal. I get it. Windows users are saying, the terminal, bah. You don't have to use the terminal in the Chromebook. You can, and you should, to learn something new, but you don't have to. You really don't have to. All right, here I'm going to ask Gemini a question, and the question is, why are Chromebooks fast? And Chromebooks are fast. If you have a Chromebook that's slow, it's one of two things. It's outdated, or you broke it. Maybe you dropped it, you spill something on it, you don't realize. Chromebooks by design are meant to be fast, period. All right, so here we have lightweight operating system. This is a modified version of I believe it's Gen 2 Linux, a modified version of the Linux kernel. So we have Chrome OS is designed for speed and simplicity, fast boot times, efficient usage, SS drives, and so on, automatic updates. And by the way, the Chromebook will not force you to restart the system. You can wait. You can still do what you want to do. So thank you, Chromebook, for that. So Chromebooks, by their very inherent nature, are fast. They're not for everyone. I get that, but they are fast. All right, so Android apps. It's nice that you are able to install Android apps. I have a few installed on this. Again, if you have an Android phone, it's the same Android app web store. So here we're looking at installing Firefox. And we'll just click install. And you can still browse and do what you want to do if you don't want to wait for this to install and use Firefox. Again, this is real-time speed, no editing on this 5-year-old Chromebook. All right, so here I can reposition the panel here, go to full screen, partial, side panel, and you've seen this before in some Linux distributions and in Windows 11. So here I have the screen here. All right, well, this is just about ready to use. Firefox is installing, and we'll take a look at that real quick. Again, real-time speed, no editing for this portion of the recording. And I will edit this probably in Linux Mint using my favorite Linux editor, Kdenlive. All right, so let's go ahead and open this. You have some options here for how this looks: landscape, portrait, full screen, resizable, and all that. Yeah, I don't need to be told that if I want to resize this. Yes, I want to resize this. Again, landscape. Let's go here to portrait, as you would on your phone. Again, this is all real-time speed. Recording this in 4K. If I would have dropped the resolution on this, it might run even a little bit smoother, but that's okay, you know. And finally, let's go ahead and do resizable, and we'll do full screen here on the machine. And let's move on to something else. We're almost done here. All right, let's take a look at the apps again. We can go to, let's see. Let's go to, let's go to the Linux, the terminal, or first to explore. And then we'll go to every Windows user's favorite word, the terminal. You guys crack me up. You don't have to use the terminal here, and it's not that hard to learn. It really isn't, but you don't have to use it in a Chromebook. Okay, getting to know your Chromebook, how-tos and all that. And all right, here we're going to do some App Store look again. The desktop, and you can add desktops to this, workspaces. I don't usually mess with that. Again, this is real-time user speed, no editing for this part. Okay? Windows users. Okay, now shall we, I don't know, maybe go to the terminal? All right, I have to set up the Linux desktop environment to use this. I'm not going to do that because I know I'm going to scare Windows users to try a Chromebook. You don't have to use the terminal if you don't want to. So stop saying Linux, the terminal. Relax. Sit down. Have a beer. Have a glass of wine with me. You don't have to use the terminal in a Chromebook if you don't want to, okay? That's it. That's all I have for this one. Real-time usage speed. Chromebooks, they are a Linux standard for the Windows masses. They're great. The new machines will give you 10 years of support or more. That's up to Google. If you're complaining about 10 years of support, then computers aren't for you. That's it. If I missed anything, good or bad, let me know in the comments below. Chromebooks, had fun with them. Try one. If you don't like it, you can always return it. But Chromebooks, super fast, and you don't have to use the terminal. Hallelujah.